Hi guys, Dr. Seti here, the weight loss therapist. Wanted to talk a little bit today about binge eating, and in particular, how binge eating impacts you both physically and emotionally. Because binge eating behavior is very, very common, but a lot of us don't connect the dots in terms of what it does to us, how it impacts us, how it makes us feel, the after effects, all of that. And sometimes it's helpful to connect those dots and understand how significant this behavior is and how significantly it impacts us. One of the most common ones that a lot of people don't actually connect the dots with is fatigue. It is very common after consuming a large amount of food to feel tired, to feel fatigued, to feel this strong sense of lethargy. Because your body is kind of in overdrive now, having to digest all that food, right? Think about how you feel after a big Thanksgiving meal, right? That too full, exhausted, right? You can't really do anything except sleep kind of way. And that's the feeling we create in our bodies when we binge eat. So if you haven't connected the dots before and just thought maybe it's because you're binge eating at night and that's why you're tired, it's actually a direct result of the binge eating itself. Another very, very common side effect is heartburn and or indigestion. Obviously, when you binge eat and consume too much food, your stomach can't handle it and it can make you feel kind of queasy, upset stomach. Too much acid buildup, makes its way up your esophagus, and then it's really uncomfortable. And you can have severe heartburn, you can have severe indigestion, and this can continually get worse over time the more you do it, because you're kind of not letting your GI system heal the way it needs to. Obviously, weight gain, we know, is a very common side effect of binge eating. I mean, you're taking in a lot of extra food, and often we see weight gain, which we also know is a precursor to a bunch of other stuff. Sleep apnea, heart disease, diabetes, cancers, all of these things that we really don't want. And binge eating just over time wears away at your metabolism. And your metabolism starts to slow down as you start to take in more and more food. So that's a huge problem for a lot of people. And connected to that, of course, is diabetes. There are a lot of links that show that people who binge eat regularly are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. And part of this has to do with the fact that we create these huge blood sugar spikes, right? Blood sugar spikes that are out of control, and then massive drops as a result of this binge eating. And so that can make diabetes that much more likely. And another one that, again, people don't really connect the dots with a lot is depression and anxiety, which are very, very common and kind of tend to have a chicken or egg relationship with binge eating, where a lot of people who are prone to depression and anxiety binge eat in response to that. But then a lot of people develop depression and anxiety as a result of binge eating. So, there's a little bit of that going on, but it is very common to see anxiety build up, and especially depression build up as a result of binge eating, because we all tend to be unhappy with that behavior, and it just makes us feel more and more out of control and less and less capable. So binge eating is a huge problem in terms of what it does for you. And if you're starting to notice this sort of unhealthy cycle develop, don't wait to get help. There are tons and tons of therapists out there, myself included, that specialize in treating eating disorders and can help you kind of dig down to the root of your binge eating behavior and help you develop alternative coping strategies. So don't wait and get the help you need. Your body, your brain, your heart will all thank you for it. And as a reminder, if you want to get your binge eating behavior in control, you can check out my Binge Free for Life program at bingefreeforlife.com. Or again, reach out to a local eating disorder specialist to get the help that you need. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.